Unsupermarket.
Hello and welcome to the Unsupermarket podcast for the very last one for 2025. I'm Jayne.
And I'm Leigh. And wow, what a year it's been, Jayne.
Yeah, it's been a very busy year. But before we dive into this last episode, episode 20, I want to give a huge shout out to Jordan, who's done some amazing work in filming and editing and bringing so much joy to the whole process. We couldn't really do it without him.
Yes, bravo, Jordan.
And for us in 2025, it's been a huge growth with us in the podcast. We started off for the first time never having done one. And this year we've really stepped up with a bit more storytelling, exploring not just the farmers and the producers, but some of the people who make the system work.
We've had some amazing interviews, Jayne, and we're actually super excited to continue that into 2026. We think we're getting a little bit better. Anyway, we've got plans for discussion panels, deeper dives into big food topics, and plenty more conversations with our farmers and our suppliers.
And listeners, this is where you come in. If you're a farmer or a Box Divvy supplier or a member or just somebody who listens to us and you do have an idea, we would love to hear from you. So write to us, email us at info@boxdivvy.com.au. And we would love to hear your idea. In the subject, just put podcast so it can come straight through to us.
So let's talk about today's episode. It's episode 20, Jayne. It happens to be my favourite number, and it's the final one for this 2025 year. We've made the journey to Victoria. And if you imagine us in perfectly polished boots, think again. It was mud, and more mud. Everywhere.
I've still got mud on my shoes. I haven't been able to get them off. The mud was so amazing. So I've got plastic wrap around them at the moment, just sitting there waiting to be cleaned.
Yep. Some of them even came back to New South Wales with us. So shoes were definitely not suitable. Next time we'll be taking our gumboots. But as always, it was most definitely worth it.
Yeah. And we met with Don Mazaris and he talked about two fantastic vegetables, Silverbeet and Cauliflower. Now, look, you might think, yeah, I know about these, but I can really tell you, Leigh and I found out they're much more meets the eye than you'd think about these two veggies.
So before we dive into these vegetables, let's set the scene a little bit, Jayne. The Mazaris family has a long history of farming in Werribee South, which is the region of Victoria, and they've been the cornerstone of local vegetable growing.
And it's not just about farming. The family have also been very deeply involved in local community and supporting local community events and a real sense of connection with their community. And Don's carrying that work forward with his family.
So the Mazaris family's impact stretches across decades. So it includes stints at the Queen Victoria markets in Footscray and in the Epping locations. So today, Don and his family continue to represent a long-standing part of Victoria's local farming and fresh produce scene. So with that rich history in mind, we're here to talk about Silverbeet, also known as spinach or chard, but traditionally Silverbeet. This is a versatile and nutritious and sometimes very underestimated vegetable.
Yeah, absolutely. And did you know, Leigh, did you know that it's a relative of beetroot? I didn't know that, which is interesting because with beetroot you eat the root, but with Silverbeet you're eating the leaves. So it's a different concept.
Well, it's not the most glamorous veggie, but it's one of those sneaky heroes in the kitchen. And I actually think you can make it glamorous if you put it in a vase. For the first 24 hours, just pop it in a vase, treat it like a flower arrangement in water. A bit, that we could start a trend doing that. I think it's a very good idea.
And the coloured ones, tell us about those because you could do that in the vase as well.
Yes, so I guess most of you think that Silverbeet is a darker green colour, but it does actually come in red, yellow, white, and who knows what colours it might come in the future. So it makes a real showstopper in a salad bowl. It can be eaten raw, but it's still delicious in a stir fry.
Yeah, cooking is a breeze. The thing that you've got to do with Silverbeet is don't overcook it. You can saute it, maybe a bit of garlic, a little bit of olive oil. You can toss it into a frittata. You can wilt it and make it into a creamy risotto. But the key is do not overcook it, undercook it. So get comfortable, listeners, and join us as we explore the Victorian farming family, Mazaris, and their history, and they're going to talk about Silverbeet, cauliflower. It was a great conversation with Don.
It was. It is. Here it is.
Hi, everybody. We're doing another Unsupermarket podcast with Leigh and Jayne, and we have a special guest today, Don Mazaris, and he is a farmer in the Werribee area just outside of Melbourne. Hi, Don.
Hello, how are you?
I'm good. So
Nice to have you here.
Thank you. So we're freezing. What temperature
Oh,
would it be?
it's not that bad.
No. Reckons us Sydney siders are,
It's all right here. I always say you can cool it down, but you can never warm up. It's too warm.
Well, we're huddling. So,
Yes.
Don, tell
Yes.
the folks, please, about your farm and your family. And
Jeez,
when?
my grandfather came out here about 100 years ago in the
wow.
1920s. He started off in Innisvale
Yeah.
in the sugar canes,
Yeah.
and then he worked his way down here. And then my dad came out in 1948. He was only 12, went to a bit of school, and then third, fourth generation nearly here. Here
oh,
we are.
wow. So who in your direct family are working on the farm?
Well, just me and my oldest son. Oh, I'm on the farm. They're in the wholesale. We also do wholesale in the market.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we also do a bit of wholesaling as well.
Yeah. So when you were a kid and growing up farming, how has this changed, all this?
A lot.
Tell.
Technology, everything, just the whole situation's changed, it's more intense. We pull out nearly 4 crops a year out of the same patch.
Wow.
So, Don, what do you grow?
Collies, cabbage,
What are these?
these are cauliflowers. These are about 3-4 weeks away. 4 weeks away probably from harvesting.
Let me have a look. So they've got heads in this?
No, not yet.
Not
They're only
yet.
small. They're
Okay,
only tiny.
all right.
They haven't got any heads on them yet. A bit further up there, we're cutting down, and they're going to start a new patch over there. They're ready now, but these are probably about 3-4 weeks away.
Wow. And how long, when the head comes, how long does it take?
Usually winter time takes a bit long. It all depends on the varieties. Some varieties take up to 16 weeks. Some take summertime 14 to 12. It all depends on the varieties. There's different types of varieties.
And how many varieties do you?
Oh, geez, how many start? Probably half a dozen.
Right.
Yeah,
Okay.
but that goes seasonal. Each variety is for a certain time of the year.
Yeah.
You got a summer variety, you got a winter varieties, and autumn.
So you can grow right through?
Oh, you go right through.
Right.
Collies are all year round.
And how many acres do you have?
I've got 30 acres here.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And so how many plants?
Oh, geez, that depends how close you want to plant them.
Are we talking 5,000?
Oh, look, we get in the bay, we'll get about nearly 3,000 in the bay from sprinkler to sprinkler.
Yeah. Oh, I see. We've got these sprinklers
See,
here.
that's
And
one
we
bay.
call that a bay.
It's 6
Right.
beds.
Yeah.
6 beds are in 6 beds in the bay.
Yep.
So you probably get about 3,000 plants on about 9-10 sprinklers.
Wow. That's amazing. And with the different varieties, are you developing these varieties?
No, they're all the seed companies develop them all, and we just go with the flow. Sometimes what happens, certain times, the strain gets a bit weaker, so they bring out a new variety all the time. So there's always new varieties coming out.
Okay. And so you're buying them as seedlings?
Yeah, we buy the seedlings, yeah.
Okay. And then you plant. So,
We've got a nurseryman that grows them for us.
okay.
He grows
So
them for
this
us.
is a seedling and you just put it in the ground.
It's a plant, yeah, it's a little plant.
So how many cauliflower will that actually...
That one, each one's an individual one.
So they're
all-
like broccoli?
Yeah,
It's
exactly
one-
like broccoli, exactly.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
The brassica family.
It's a brassica family, all of them. Yeah, cabbage
Yeah.
is the same.
And the different
All-
varieties, Don, they all taste similar, the same?
Oh, look, I prefer the winter varieties because it's just something about them, they're a different variety and they just taste different. And I guess maybe because it's winter, you want a cauliflower,
Yeah,
you get a cheese sauce.
yeah. Well, you could have cauliflower salad for summer.
That's right,
Yeah.
So the winter varieties are a lot, I don't know what it is, just they taste different.
And they're all white?
They're all white, yeah.
They're white cauliflowers,
Yeah, what we do, we usually, even in the summertime, we just cover them up, when they start making them, you just go like that.
Right.
It keeps the
Sun.
the sun
Oh,
away
yeah,
from
because
them.
the sun changes
It
the
does
colour.
change it. They go a little bit yellow.
Yep,
And
I've
everybody
noticed.
looks in the shops, they want a white cauliflower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you just cover them up as the workers go along.
So
cut-
if a cauliflower suntanned, would it go brown?
No, it just goes yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, it goes yellow.
Goes
okay.
yellow.
Because
Goes
it's
yellow.
absorbing all the
Yeah.
light.
The rays.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it. So that's about it, really, on the collies.
And on the farm, you were talking about the history of the farm. Have you changed the crops that you've selected?
We used to grow lettuce, we used to grow onions, zucchinis, but over the years you change with the demand of certain products, or certain consumer demands.
How does that happen? Because you haven't got people here saying, we want cauliflower.
No, you see the
know.
trend in the year, you just see it. And you know what, it's just what it's easier to grow too,
Right.
I used to grow lettuce, I gave them up, because as soon as we went into the wholesaling, you can't do too many things. You've got to concentrate on certain varieties.
And become good at it.
Yeah, you've got to be good at it,
Yeah,
because you just do what you have to do.
Yeah. And the actual market that you take this to, do you get sort of pre-orders before you go?
A lot of them are ordered.
Okay.
Yeah, they email my son and he just does the orders, you know.
Okay. And
So
how do you estimate what to plant?
I just go as you normally.
You just do what you've
just
got
do.
room for?
You know, once you're in the game for so many years, you know what the demand is, and you know how much to plant. And that's it.
Yeah. So it's experience years.
That's it. You know, it's like, how can I say? It's like a factory. You know what your line does. You know.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Cauliflowers have become quite trendy. Wonder if Don can make that rabbit. Haven't we got that rabbit?
Oh yeah,
made
we've
out of
got a
cauliflower?
rabbit made out of cauliflower. It's at the head, the base, you know.
Yeah.
So hey, that's a competition for everyone. I'll show you the photo later. So when you are picking, how many people do you need to come?
Oh look,
and how long do you have to pick it?
Oh no, they depends. If it's a heavy crop cut, they'll take it. You know, it doesn't take them that long.
Right. Okay.
You know,
But
they'll
they're
do it in a
hand
couple of hours. Yeah, it's all hand harvested. Yeah.
Okay. In a couple of
Everything's there's no look. There's harvesters, but you still got to cut them by hand.
hours. Okay.
Simple as that.
Wow. So every single one.
Every
That's
single one's got to
amazing.
be overlooked by a person.
Right.
It's whether it's collie, broccoli, lettuce,
Yeah.
anything. It has to be cut. It has to be cut by hand.
Right. Okay. Now you've got something else to show us. You
Oh, we've
said.
got a little bit of silver. We've got silverbeet
Let's go
over
down.
here.
Yeah.
We'll
let's
go have a look
have
at the silverbeet.
Yep.
Is this like a dam?
This is where we pump out of. This is our pumping station.
So do the weeds give extra nutrition to the
Ah,
silverbeet?
they're on this is on the finishing end now.
Right.
Another couple more weeks and we'll finish this one.
Yes. Weeds have a knack of coming when you have a space.
They've been sitting here
which
for.
they're great.
These silverbeet's been sitting here for 7 months now, and it does get to it.
And they're great weeds. They just fill in the holes.
These were planted around about the 20th of February, right?
Right.
So it takes about 8 weeks to grow, right? And then we start breaking it through the winter,
Fantastic.
right? You break it once or twice and then you start cutting it.
It's great quality. It's beautiful. You feel that.
Yeah, I
It's
can
really,
see it.
yeah.
It's a nice variety.
Yeah. Do you have many varieties? Or
No, this is the only variety we grow because there's a demand for this variety. It's called Success. See? And that's a bunch, right? Put a rubber band around it. And away you go, that's a bunch. See like during the winter, we'll leave it like that, right? And see then it'll grow again. Within about 4 or 5 weeks she grows and we break it again.
It's like roses.
Yeah.
It's like roses. Yeah.
Right? See, as long as you don't break the heart in there, see these will grow again. And that's how it is. So you get about 3 times out of it.
And this is all done by hand as well?
It's all done by hand.
Everything's done by hand, wow.
Everything's done by hand, yeah. All farming's done by hand. You know, whether you're in an orchard or anything, everything's picked by hand.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gone more high intense, you know, because land's dear, you got to work the ground quicker, get in there, get out. You know, you just got to keep on moving.
Yeah.
You got to keep growing.
Yeah.
You don't let the ground rest.
Right.
So we're fortunate here in Werribee, we can get nearly 4 crops a year out of one. Like,
Is this because of the soil?
it's a soil. Well, you got to feed it too. You got to give it something to eat too. You know, you got to give it nutrition. You got to put trace elements in there. You got to put fertiliser. It has to eat. You can't let it starve.
And in the old days, they used to have fallow pastures and then
Rotate. They used to rotate it.
Yeah. But now you're finding you can
No,
actually,
we can easily do that. We've worked at the last 20 years, or maybe earlier,
Yeah.
that we can start high intense. We call this high intense farming here, and that's the way it is.
Fantastic. And how has that like doubled your output?
Oh, I probably tripled it.
Tripled. Wow, that's pretty amazing. And that's because of the demand. People are wanting more fresh food. Look at that. That's just amazing. Don, thank you so much for talking for us.
That's all right.
Is there anything else you want to tell us about the farming?
That's it. We're here.
Yeah.
To serve the people, we've got to feed the country. That's the most important thing.
Yeah.
We have to feed the country.
And the landscape changes colour, Don, so what's...
Oh, over there,
growing
that's
over
been
there?
over there, lettuce. The green ones are over there is lettuce.
So you still do grow lettuce?
No, I gave them up about 5,
That's
6
another
years
property.
ago. Yeah, that's another property.
Okay.
That's a neighbour.
Right.
Yeah, they're lettuce there.
Wow.
But
so
all over
close.
there, down where we are, where the tractor is there, we're all cabbages there.
Right. And this is you here too? This
Yeah,
is
that's
ready
over
for
here. We go straight
planting?
down there, we go back, we go behind the trees.
So that where all the brown dirt, nothing's growing, that's getting ready to
That's
be
getting
planted?
ready. Well, that's getting ready tomorrow. I'm going to get ready with that machine there. I'm going to get it ready, and get ready for planting for Thursday. We got machines to plant. They just sit on the back of the tractor and just throw the speedlings in. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
and
it.
Done.
That's
Fantastic.
easy.
Well, that saved a bit of time.
No,
doing
it's
it, so-
easier. Before I did my apprenticeship by hand.
putting each one in.
Yeah, each one. You know, you bend over and you just plant like that.
Yeah.
So, you know,
So that's one change that's dramatically happened. Yeah.
You know, as the population got bigger, there's more demand for everything. So you got to sort of just keep on going.
So today's episode was really a mix-up, Leigh, of mud and lots of learning and plenty of love for fresh, lovely produce.
I guess now everybody understands why sometimes the silver beet that they buy comes splattered with mud, Jane. It does.
That's true.
It is actually grown in the ground, as are the beautiful cauliflowers. The cauliflowers just have a bit more protection with their casing.
And then we moved on to cauliflower. So, Leigh, I like to think of cauliflower as almost like the Swiss Army knife. But the reason being is that it can do so much. You can roast it, you can put it into a stir fry, you can eat it raw. A lot of people don't realise that. You can also take it raw and grate it and have it as a replacement to rice. They call it cauliflower rice, and it's really delicious. If you want to just put it in the pan, the cauliflower rice, and you can add some pine nuts to it, all sorts of things. Really delicious. And so that's the sort of things you can do with cauliflower.
I'm definitely a raw cauliflower fan. I think I didn't eat cauliflower for a very long time, Jane, because I grew up with it being overcooked with cheese sauce. But again, there's so many different recipes. Again, it's a little bit unusual. People think of it as a white flower on a stalk, but it actually comes in purple, orange, and green varieties. They're very pretty, the various varieties. The orange ones even have the extra beta carotene. So eating them is like an extra vitamin health boost disguised as a vegetable.
And that they're really nice too, broken off the florets and put into a salad. Again, you can drizzle some oil over it, salt and pepper, maybe a pinch of paprika on it, and pop it into the oven. It comes out this sort of golden nutty, but don't overcook it. Quick steam. And don't forget that it keeps cooking after you take it off the stove. So if you're putting it on the table and waiting for people to come and sit down, it will go mushy if you've overcooked it. So undercook it and it will just be perfect by the time everyone sits down.
That's a great tip, Jane. So now let's talk about the storage of your cauliflower. Fresh cauliflower is surprisingly picky. So leave it in the fridge loose and it will go limp, or it'll get the brown spots. I'm sure you've all seen those.
Oxidising.
It oxidises and it only actually takes a couple of days.
And here's a trick too, to keep it whole. Again, put it with a paper towel around it that will absorb the moisture, and you can swap the paper towel in and out, put it into a container or a bag if you've got a veggie bag, and it'll last weeks. I found 2 and 3 weeks later, it's still good.
So as we wrap up 2025, it's been a year about connection with suppliers, with farmers and listeners. We've loved connecting with you listeners and each other. So every episode reminds us there's a story behind every ingredient that we eat. And don't forget,
supermarket! See you in 2026.
Merry Christmas. Bye, everyone.
Merry Christmas.